Our weather has been a bit temperamental for the past month, but I can say now that the spring is fully here.
I walk between the raindrops. I am soaked, but I don't mind the cold.
I don't know if it's the spring, but all of a sudden I feel the need to sort out my home.
And I hope that I still do when I'm home.
I don't remember a time when my house was neat and tidy. And I'm not talking about kind of clinical houses that I actually like when the houses are lived in, when it shows that they are lived in. But I always admired and kind of like secretly desired to have a home where everything has its place, where I can find things easily, when things are not just spread all over the place. And it's partly my fault because I accumulate a lot of stuff. Not that I'm a big shopper, I'm not. But because I'm an artist, everything kind of becomes a material. And everything can be used in something later on. So I don't tend to throw stuff away. So partly it's my fault, but also it's a small house. And I always worked from home, apart from the time when I had the retail shop. However, even then, the production was made in the house. And also, having two boys, Mario also has two boys from the first marriage. So now they're big, but they were not always big. I mean, I had them since they were like little. I mean, the younger one, I think he was 5 years old. And there were times when we would all live here together. So in a small house, it would be Mario and me, 6 of us basically, Mario and me and 4 boys. And the times when I was really busy, it was easier for me to kind of go and clean up after them rather than spend time and teach them how to do it, how to maintain their own rooms and all that. Is that going to hinder them later on in life? Probably. But that was how my life was in that moment. I really did not have spare time. I was working 16 hours a day, and that went on for years. So now the situation is like that. And lately, the mess has been bothering me. And I really want to start sorting the house out. I don't thrive in all or nothing environments when I kind of do one big spring clean. That just overwhelms me. But what I really want to do is start slowly, a bit by bit, every day do something. And I know that it's not only shifting things around and cleaning the house. Things need to get out of the house. I need to get rid of stuff. I'm not a big shopper, but over the years, they do accumulate. So yeah, that's just me spilling you my thoughts, but that's what's been in my mind lately, and I do want to start doing that. So maybe every day, a bit by bit, and whether eventually everything is going to get done, I don't know, but either way, it's going to be better than it is now.
Life I once had is sealed in this town of concrete and stone. And I know, though I'm growing old, it can never be untold. The past, it is written in stone. Though I'm growing old, it can never be untold.
We usually donate the clothes that we don't wear anymore. However, when a garment is really stained or torn, especially these kind of t-shirts or tracksuits that are made from cotton, I tend to cut them up and use them for cleaning as cotton rags.
As I've done 1,000,000 times before.
I got these scissors a few years ago from Merchant & Mills. And as far as I remember, I think they were around €50, which is definitely an investment considering what I was used to paying for scissors until then. However, I can tell you now that every time I use them, I'm so happy I made that purchase.
A life I once had is sealed in this house of concrete and stone. And I know, though I'm growing old, it can never be untold. The past, it is written in stone. Though I'm growing be untold. The past, it is written in stone. Oh, oh, though I'm growing old. Oh, it is written in stone. And I know, though I'm growing old, it can never be untold. The past is written in stone. Though I'm growing old, it can never be untold. The past, it is written in stone. Oh, oh, though I'm growing old. Oh, it is written in stone.
Guys, you won't believe what happened yesterday. Just as I recorded, because I recorded telling you how I had enough of my house being messy and I would like to organize it. And just as I recorded that, about 2 hours later, I hear the front gate open. So I go to the front to see who it is, and it was the lady that is working for one of our neighbors. She's a live-in maid for him. That I spoke to her a couple of months ago or more. I went to their house and I asked her if she knows anybody who would be willing to come maybe once a week for a couple of hours that needs work to help me clean the house. And at that time she didn't know anybody. And just as I finished recording this, as I said, 2 hours later, she comes with a lady and she goes, "Are you still looking for a lady to clean your house?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, this lady is looking for a job." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." So as if she heard me, and she didn't. I didn't record outside. I recorded inside my kitchen. So they just came to as ordered. Just as I was thinking about that, they came, and the lady is going to come on Monday for a couple of hours. And if it works out, then she's going to be coming maybe once a week for about 3 hours to help me clean the house. Now, what I would really like for her to help me with is some things that I never get around to. Some of the daily stuff, like hoovering, because the animals, that's a daily thing for us, and the dust that needs to be done more than once a week and stuff like that. However, there are certain things that I just never get around to doing. Like, for example, the chandeliers, not chandeliers, the lights up, because we have very high ceilings. The door frames, then the wooden doors. We have so many wooden doors around the house. They are all from fingerprints like that. So not the daily stuff. Or even the chandelier that I have here, it's full of cobweb. So I always, whenever I see it, I always get stressed. And I was like, I really need to get around to that. But because of all the other daily stuff that I do, I just never get to that. And what happens, it remains dirty, and it just bothers me every time I see it. So fingers crossed, that will work out. And slowly, I'm gonna sort out, and I'm gonna continue doing what I want to do. And it's not just about the house. I was talking to Mario. I do want to sort out quite a few areas of my life, kind of organize them. And I was thinking about finances. Something that is appealing to me. It's not just finances, but purchasing. And what was appealing to me is when I would watch those videos of no buy year or low buy year and all that. Even though I told you I'm not a big shopper, but still, you know, without realizing, we do buy things. But before I do that, and I don't even know if I'm gonna do that, but before, what I want to do is kind of, we started doing that, to record our expenses, because whenever, if I kind of think about it like, oh, what are our monthly expenses, it's very difficult for me to kind of like out of my mind, out of my head, just jot it down. But what we did with Mario is that for 1 month, and we're going to separate it month, and we're going to do it for a couple of months so we can get the mean average. Every single thing that we buy, every single thing that we spend money on, whether it be just a takeout coffee, which is, you know, between 3 and 5 or 6 euros, something like that, to write it down. And to write down, you know, what did we buy. Now, if we go grocery shopping, it's not going to be itemized. It's just going to be, you know, grocery store. But that way, if we do it like by month, by day, sorry, by each expense, by the end of the month we're going to get the overview of what our expenses are. And then if we do that for a couple of months and kind of get the average, then we're going to get our true expenses. The one thing that I was thinking about is subscriptions. That seems to be I mean, I had no idea that we had so many subscriptions, because I personally, I have only Epidemic Sound, and I have one Patreon that a friend of mine that I started following years ago. And unfortunately, there is so many of my friends that have Patreon accounts that I would like to follow, but the reason why I don't is because if I do with one, then I would want to do with all of them, and that would just end up to more than 100 or 150 euro a month. So I personally don't have many subscriptions, but so I have my website, I have Epidemic Sound, and I have that one Patreon. But then when Mario told me what other subscriptions we have, that just blew my mind. So that's you know, first steps, taking steps of organizing my life, really. Today I'm going to, as far as cleaning, I'm not going to do anything outside because it's a bit windy and a little bit chilly. It's sunny and it's beautiful, but it's a little bit chilly. I think inside what I'm going to do is just clean one section of the ceiling, because we have very, very high ceilings. They are like 6 meters or more, and because it's like the ceilings are like you would have for two floor house, but everything is one level except one room, which is my studio upstairs. So all the ceilings are like that, and the highest part, it's about 6 meters or even more, something like that. And we get cobwebs there, and that's not an easy task, because I have to take that telescopic like rod and attach a broom to it, and it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. So what I might do is just do one section of the kitchen, and then maybe every day do a bit by bit, you know, just before that's done. And that needs to be done like twice a year, and it's not a weekly thing. I've been slacking a bit on the mosaic samples that I've been doing, but I do have 4 that I finished. Now I'm going to block them. This is one of them. And then because I was doing with black and beige, now I changed to like 2 shades of gray, and these are the other ones that I finished this one yesterday. It's the same, it's just different, switching the dominant colors. And I'm going to soak them now. What I usually do, I put a bit of fabric softener. In fact, I think I showed that yesterday, that I do it when I clean the dust. I seem to be putting fabric softener in water whenever I clean something or soak something. I do it with my hand spun yarn. I do it when I soak woolen garments, the swatches now, when I'm cleaning. And when I'm cleaning, I've been doing it for years. I heard, and I think it does work. This fabric softener, when I put it a bit in the water and then I wipe the dust, it becomes anti-static, the furniture, so it doesn't attract the dust as much, and it also smells really nice. So yeah, that's a tip for for this week. And now I'm going to soak these, and they're gonna dry in no time. They're gonna probably be dry by tonight, if not by tomorrow, definitely. Well, no, but when we went to school, we were learning that there is North America, South America, and Central America as well.
Yeah. So, Australia's a continent.
Australia is a continent, yeah. But Australia and Oceania, yeah, because you have lots of islands, you have lots of islands. It's Australia is the continent, but then when you have New Zealand and all the other Pacific islands. No, Tasmania is part of Australia, I believe.
Oh.
But all the French Polynesia, Pacific Islands, where you have Fiji and Tonga and all that would be considered Oceania.
Yeah.
Not really, but I still wear the long sleeves. But are there any chickens there? You remember last time when we were looking at the chickens?
It's been so long since I've seen them.
And I think I have it on the video when you were little and we were walking to the village one time and we came. Yeah, I heard a rooster now. Yeah. So because both Catholic and Orthodox, they are part of the Christianity. So, but when ages ago, I think it was 1055, they separated. Yeah. So more than 1,000 years ago, there were disagreements, and they were predominantly about dates, how they do calendars, as well as how the hierarchy of clergy is. Because the Orthodox religion, or Christian Orthodox, they didn't believe in one person to be just under God, the way that, and I'm simplifying it now, like in Catholic religion, Pope is just beneath God, and then it's like a pyramid, and then everything trickles down from the way that I understand it. Whereas Orthodox, they wanted more of spread out, not control of the religion, but well, yeah, you could say it that way. Yeah. So there were disagreements either way. Be careful when you cross, way. Okay, go. So there were disagreements in different things, that being one of them, and different dates. Like for example, in Serbia, we go with a different calendar. Yeah. So that's why our Christmas is in January. Yeah? We go with the old calendar. So you have Julian and Gregorian calendars. So there were different disagreements, and then they split into two: the Christian Orthodox and the Catholic.
Ah.
Yeah, and then after that, then we have other wings as well. Then we had Calvinists and Lutherans and Baptists, and just like many different wings. I'm not sure, you would know it better than me in that from school. Yeah. But that's pretty much from a little bit of what I know. My goodness, there is nothing that tests your general knowledge more than an inquisitive kid. Yesterday I went for a walk with Alex to the village, and we went to buy milk. So we were walking to the village because even though we can drive, I usually kind of if I want to buy something from the village, I usually take that opportunity to walk, and he came along with me. And we were walking, and the questions started shooting. They started coming, as they usually do when we're alone. But the thing is that, like, the kids, I assume the kids think that, you know, parents are all knowing, right? And then the questions start, but he doesn't focus on just like one particular topic that he knows that I'm good at. No, no, no. The questions, they go from geography to religion to our own biology, internal, what happens with the food, when how it passes through the organs and things like that. So many times, you know, when he would ask me things, I would be caught off guard, because there are certain things that you would think that, you know, I would think I would know. Like, for example, I don't know, like, how do raindrops fall in the clouds? And, you know, that's something we're so used to that you know, you think that you know, but then when it comes a moment for you to answer, or, you know, what happens in our stomach exactly, but then when it comes to that moment, I'm like, yeah, I don't actually think that I know that. So they're definitely there to test me, both of them. And not just with these questions that require those particular answers. But I remember when my older son, Nicola, he was around 9. Oh my God, I will never forget that conversation. Actually, it was right here in the garden. And we were arguing about something. And he turns to me, he says, he goes, but Mom, you said you're not always right. I was like, no, I'm not always right. And he goes, but what if you're wrong now and you don't know it? I was like, oh, I'll get back to you on that one. And that conversation, I mean, it's brilliant. His reasoning is brilliant, but you don't expect it as a parent. And I would always teach them that you know, when I'm wrong, and if I realize later on that I'm wrong, and I would come and I would apologize to them. I would say, hey, listen, I was wrong in this instance. You know, you were right, and so on. So he knew that. So, but that moment, that like, what if you're wrong now, but you don't know it yet? I was like, okay. And that stayed with me. Normally now, I mean, I don't really argue with people. Most of the times I just can't be bothered. But I don't really argue with people. You know what sets me off? Sets me off when somebody crosses boundaries. And then I can turn into a Hulk. And, you know, but not the first time. I usually kind of stay calm, and then, you know, there comes a moment when it just kind of gets up to here, and then I become really angry. But otherwise, I don't. And that conversation with Nicola is with me so many years later. What if you're wrong now and you don't know it yet? My goodness, this vlog, I mean, it was mostly chatting and me telling you my plans. But I think that's the beauty of it all. Thank you so much for showing up for Knithathon. I was thinking about that. And it blows my mind every time how many people, from, especially when you start writing, like where you're coming from in that moment in lifetime, how, you know, like all of us, we found each other through knitting, really, or through fiber arts or whatever. But that's not what this community is necessarily about. I mean, there is people who simply don't want to, you know, hear about anything else apart from knitting, and that's fine too. There are so many channels that are focusing only on that. But that is one thing that kind of brought us together. But each one of us, it's like, behind every of that usernames, behind every comment, you know, there is a person on a completely other end of the world, you know, with their own life, with their own problems, probably going through more or less the same things that I'm going through. And I think the beauty of all of this is the fact that we can share our experiences, and how we are overcoming them, and tips and tricks, and is, for me, that has been what it's been about. And I like lately to watch random videos of just people sharing their thoughts. So I enjoy that now. So thank you so much for showing up and being there for me, and for all your kind messages for Jake. I still wasn't ready to talk about it. And in fact, I don't know how I'm gonna sit on the couch and record the video, because I haven't been able to since, considering that he was always, you know, and always like the second host of the videos. But either way, thank you very much. What I've been making, I was working on my half and half triangles wrap last night, and I have a feeling that it's almost finished, but I had that feeling for some time now, and it's just never finishing, even though there is only a few rows that need to be done. But those rows are so long that, you know, every time I think, oh, I'm gonna finish it tonight, but there's just no way. It's like I do just a few rows, you know, in half an hour or 1 hour of knitting. But I've been working on that, so I think that's coming slowly to an end, to finish that project. I'll show you when it's done. I did finish spinning the last of that fiber, the merino Tassa silk, and this is the last of it. So now I'm going to ply it with this alpaca blend. This is like mohair, so it's kind of the same yardage, I think, lace weight, like 900 meters. But instead of mohair, I think this is alpaca and polyamide, and it's nice. It doesn't bother my skin at all, how sometimes mohair can, and I prefer it. So I'm going to ply this here and then and these two together, and then I'm going to have all that yarn that I was showing you a couple of videos ago, and then I'm going to wait to see exactly how much yarn I actually have to start working with it. But I don't have any more of this fiber, so this one is done. And also what the second sock of those striped socks that I was showing during knitathon, I dropped a ball of yarn, is pretty much done. I'm on the toe now. I'm tangled. I'm on the toe now, so the sock is done, and now I started the toe. So that's going to be done tonight as well, and then I'm going to kind of start sorting them out as well. That will go, you know, along with these. This what I was telling you, that I want to sort out my house. So that's going to be done probably tonight. For today, I don't plan to do much more. It's in the afternoon now, and the kids, the boys are having friends over. So the house is going to be, they usually do that around once a week. So the house is going to be full of teenage boys. So I think Mario's going to make hot dogs. But I already picked some salad, and I might have a hot dog later, depends. But I'm gonna make some salad with me, and I'm gonna try to see if one of the papayas is ready, so I can cut the papaya in the salad as well. Okay, so that's that for today. I hope you're well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.
She didn't love you back, love you back. All she did was leave a hole in your chest. You didn't get that job, even though you really gave it your best. And now you're wondering what's the point of anything at all. But let me tell you what, that's just life putting you through the test. Before the dawn, it's always dark. Before the light, there is a tunnel. Before you run, you gotta stumble. Ooh. When you fall in love, but it don't work out. When you've cried at least 100 times. When you feel so stuck, but you can't get out. Just remember, there will come a day when it all works out, and you didn't even have to try. You will find a way if you hold on now and remember. you're getting old, but what do you know about what's to come? 'Cause what the future holds, nobody knows till the race is all won. So if you're wondering what's the point of anything at all? It's to live your life, live your life, live